welcome back to Trash Talk with T, where we giving it to you raw, real, and uncut. I'm Kanisha. I'm back, Miss Heaven Sent. I want to introduce another person today, Lakeisha, if you don't mind.
Hello, I'm Lakeisha. Nice to meet everybody.
All right, and Miss April, actually known as Bad and Bougie, she's out today. She's feeling under the weather. Hey, April, get better, girl.
April.
And of course, we got
Roslyn, aka Miss Chocolate Delight, or the life of the party, as you could say.
Hey, now she is life of the party, baby. What you got on the end
And
there?
I am Leah, better known as Sweet and Sour. How y'all doing today?
Yes. I hope everyone is having a great weekend. Today's topic, we just gonna jump straight on into it. In a relationship, is it hard to apologize? Why or why not? And I want to hear this from our perspectives. We got the younger version, we got the middle age, and we got the old school.
Right,
down
old
here.
school in the house.
Okay.
Middle age, honey. Okay. So let's start with the middle age. What's your opinion on that?
I think sometimes it's pride. You know, just being stubborn and just don't want to admit that you're wrong at the time. And just being selfish, pretty much. And you can't let that, especially if you love somebody. You know what I mean? You need to be able to say I'm sorry. You know, and grow up. Right? Grow up.
That's part of growth. I just learned this in the last few years. I just got it. You know, I didn't have it for a long time, but I'm there now.
Okay.
How about you, Leah? What's your thoughts on that?
Honey.
Not honey, though.
Tell us your
Well,
version.
I mean, coming from a person who it was hard to apologize for, now I have gotten better. Because I am one of them people who I feel like I don't be doing things wrong because I really don't be feeling like I be doing nothing wrong.
Libra's perfect anyway. Libra's in the house. We're perfect.
Right,
I'm just playing, y'all.
So, you know, I just feel like like she said, it's a pride thing. Nobody likes to be wrong. Nobody wants to admit like I was wrong. Especially like if you didn't really intentionally mean to do something, it is kind of like, dang, you know, I didn't mean to, but for the sake of other people's feelings, you definitely should apologize because when somebody does something wrong to you, you do want that apology. You do want that closure to something. So, like I said, it was hard for me, but I have learned to see my wrongs. Even if I don't feel like I'm wrong, from somebody else's perspective, I could be doing something wrong to them. So I can't knock that. You know, I can't disagree with that.
Right.
Yeah, their feelings are valued. You know, invalid.
Right.
Yeah. You know, nobody knows.
Chocolate D, what's your thoughts on that? Because I know you finna give it to us now.
All right, let me give it to
come
you.
on, let me hear what you
Sorry
got
is
to
a
say.
big word for me.
Right.
So, you know, it's really got to be something that, you know, it's serious when you try to apologize to somebody that you really love and care about. So, you know, my basis is like, if I'm, you know, you doing wrong, I'm doing wrong, then we need to come together and, you know, just apologize to each other. Tell me, you know, you love that person and you want to be with them and make it work.
That's right. Well, my thoughts on that is, yeah, it's very hard, and I say that only because, like I said, jokingly, it's real. I just learned to apologize in the last few years. Like Lakeisha said, pride. Leah said, just don't want to be wrong in a relationship. And who likes criticism anyway? To say that you did something wrong. So that's where mine always stem from. To say, if somebody told me I did something wrong, I don't care if it was work, professional, my personal life, whatever the case may be. It was hard for me to say, I apologize. And I'm sorry, it's definitely just not the word for me. So I learned to say I apologize. But I had to learn, just because I'm looking at it out of my lens, to say, I'm not wrong. But if my significant other or even a friend or whatever say, no, you did X, Y, Z, I didn't like that, you know, that's the way they feel. I can't control the way they feel, and if that's the way they feel, I didn't intentionally try to hurt them, but I can now say I apologize for making you feel that way. And I just think that I think everyone is owed that. So it is hard,
Right.
but like I said, if you want to mature and want to save your relationship, then that's
wrong with
something
that
that
person, you will have to apologize to him. Yeah.
And see, with me, sometimes I'm so nonchalant. A lot of things I don't be upset about or I don't trip about or whatever. So when I end up doing it to somebody and they be upset and they mad at me about it, I'm like, well, I really didn't do nothing wrong, but just in my eyesight,
Right.
I didn't do nothing wrong because I wouldn't care if it happened, you know, if it was the roles were reversed. But, you know, I just noticed that people have different feelings, people have been through different things. So you got to take all of that into consideration. Like, even in the relationship with my significant other now, when I would go places, he's the type that wants to, you know where I'm at, know where I'm going, when I'm leaving, when I'm going, and I wasn't used to stuff like that.
Right.
But, you know, because I wouldn't ask of that for him. I'd just be like, you know, where you going, cool, I'll see you when you get back type of thing. I'm one of them. But I had to learn his language and how he wants to communicate and, you know, do things his way. And I finally just had to say, I'm sorry, because for the longest, I was just like, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. But I was just like, you know what? If it was something I felt like was a big of a deal and he would not do it, I would be pissed off. So I was like, you know what? Let me be mature, put my big girl panties on, and just let him know where I'm going. Like, you know, so
and
it's not that hard.
Right.
At the end
and as you get older, you get wiser. Because you learn from your mistakes in life. So that's just me, you know.
Let me ask you about that then. That's a little further. Do you think not apologizing and having that pride can damage your relationship then?
Yeah.
I think it's
100%.
But I also think it has to be genuine.
Yeah,
because
that's true.
a lot of people just say I'm sorry just to shut you up.
Right.
So in action has to back that up.
Right.
You know, because a lot of times people say I'm sorry and they continue to do the same pattern.
Right.
There's a problem. They don't mean anything. You know what I mean?
So
would that be damaging then to the relationship?
Absolutely.
Right.
I seen a post today and it said, an apology without change behavior is manipulation.
I like that. That is manipulation.
Like, because if you're saying that you're sorry, and most of the time I'm sorry is that I'll never do it again. So,
right.
You know, I know my boundaries now. So if you don't change your action behind it, that is a manipulation tactic. Because especially in relationships, you might did something wrong that was gonna make the other person leave. But if you're promising them, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again, it is manipulation if you don't go through what
That's
you
true.
That's true.
So, you know, it's just different ways to look at it, but I do feel like it's a growth thing.
It is. But on both parties, because it seems like one would always want one wants this person to do right, but then they not doing right, or this one wants that one to do right, and they're not doing right. So it's both parties at the end of that, which, you know, I feel like that leads you to, if one is not able to bend and break as the other is, once that one decide, okay, well, they not gonna do right by me, I'ma leave. Then it's so much heartbreak on this one that would not change. Do you think that person that left is right or wrong? How long should they stay?
You're right. If you wanted to leave after you just got with somebody the day before, you can leave whenever you feel like it. You know, I hate when people feel like I feel bad if, you know, and I've been a victim of that. Just not even speaking of everybody else. I've done that before too. Like, I've been in situations where I was just like, oh, man, I would feel bad. I feel bad for leaving them. But they was the one, they wasn't feeling bad when they was doing what they was doing.
Like, for instance,
so, you know.
Right, like when I'm in a relationship, then, you know, my friend, he leaves, like, why did you leave? You know, you don't sit down to talk to me. So I know what's going on. Why just leave? And don't tell me. It'll be 2 or 3 days later, and you call and tell me, you know, why you left. And sit down and talk to me.
Yeah.
So we can get an understanding of each other.
We can clear it up.
Clear it up right there.
Wash it.
Yeah, but a lot of people like to, what I say, hide out. Because people do it. Where it's like, you get into a disagreement, and then for a day or so, they want to lay low. They don't want to talk about things. Now they can't call you. They can't text you or whatever. It's just like, why do people got to go through that? I feel like that strains it even more, because at the end of the day, I feel like not saying that you should talk about it right then and there,
Right.
because some people are heated in the moment.
Right.
I do feel like people should take some time before they say something that they don't mean.
Right.
But I don't feel like you should be one of those people that wait
Right.
a long period of time, especially if it's, you know, a significant other that you're
you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Yeah, because that non-communication, that just makes the situation worse.
Worse.
And I guess that brings us to, with that being said, with the apology, I guess that comes along with communication. Like, nowadays, it doesn't seem like people take communication as serious.
Right.
Do y'all think that communication is key for a relationship, and how important is that communication in a relationship?
Right. That is
Communication is key, but comprehension is as well.
I like that. I like
Because
that.
we can communicate all day long.
Communication is the key.
We can say,
Comprehension. I like it.
yeah, we can go back and forth all day long, because I've
Right.
noticed that before. We can talk all day long.
And don't be getting nowhere.
No, yeah, we
Right.
don't get anywhere.
Mhm.
But if you understand where I'm coming from, put yourself in my shoes. That's what I've learned how to do.
Right.
Right.
Put
Yeah.
myself in your shoes. Okay,
Mhm.
well, if I was having this situation, how would I feel about
Right.
it? You know, no matter how big or how small the situation. So, communication, yeah.
Right.
Comprehension, definitely.
That
Right.
makes sense, because if we just talking and nobody's understanding, just we just
Yeah.
talking all
Yeah.
night.
Right. Just keep talking all
And you
night.
just in a circle. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been guilty of that just in the past few years, where we talking up from, we done had a disagreement start at 6 o'clock.
Right.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning, gotta go to work.
You
We
still
still
talking
talking.
about
it. Still talking about it.
Because ain't nobody
Yeah.
comprehending nothing.
Right.
Ain't nobody said they understand what the
You
next
ready to go to
person
sleep.
Everybody's just waiting for their response.
You ready to go to
You're
sleep.
waiting to hop on the response, because I've done it before.
Right.
Right.
He texts me back, because I'm ready. I already know what I got to say and everything. Boom, as soon as he said it, I got one. Bow.
And that's exactly what it is.
That's
They're
how
just
it
taking
is.
shots.
Yeah.
Right.
They're not really
You're
listening.
not really
They're
studying what
just
they're saying.
defensive and want to just get back at you. Oh,
Right.
you gonna go there? I'm gonna
I'm
go
finna
below
go,
the
yeah,
belt,
I'm
you
gonna
know,
go low.
below the belt or whatever. But you're right, and it has to be where you clear-minded and you're able to communicate and actually take that stuff in, because
Right.
you're right. If you in the heat of the moment, yeah, you're gonna, it's not gonna be anything resolved from that. You
Right.
know?
It's
And
gonna
yeah, it's just gonna get
escalate.
worse.
It gets worse.
It get worse and worse.
Yeah, but you're right. That is true, and I love that you
Yeah,
said
everybody
that.
is waiting for
Comprehend.
Comprehend.
Yeah, because and I never even thought about
Communicate.
the comprehension part, because everybody always say communicate. And I guess they say that because a lot of people just don't,
They shut
versus
down.
the ones that
Yeah, they
do.
shut down. Yeah.
So now that you say that, that's probably what I was going through. We talking, but nobody, whether it was me or that other person, we're not understanding what the next person is saying, because a lot of times you can't put yourself in that person's shoes, because you stuck in your own
Wait.
issue right now in your ways or
Right.
whatever. So you can't say, oh, I can see how they feel, and they probably can't even see how you feel
At all.
sometimes. But I
Right.
know sometimes life make you do it. So I got an example when I was in a relationship, and guy just, we get into it. To hurt feelings, you call names, you say
Right.
certain things. And I'm telling you, that hurts my feelings. That hurt my feelings more than anything. Just
Right.
the argument don't even hurt, but the words, the names,
words
or
that say
whatever.
it to a person.
You cry, you come back, you beg, and you say, oh, it's not that bad. I don't hit you or nothing like that. That shouldn't affect you. And I'm, yes, it does. So what happened, I said one time when his daughter was young, I was like, wait till somebody do her like that, you're going to be mad.
Right.
Oh, no, it's not that big of a deal. So she turned, I think, about 11 or 12, and she showing out on her cousins. They all boys. So then the boys then start calling her names. Instead of her going back off, her feelings was hurt so bad, she started crying to him. He's like, what's wrong with you? And
Right.
she was like, they called me a name, and
Right.
da-da-da-da-da. And he was so shocked to know that a woman feels that way about
Right.
that.
Right.
So, and he finally came to me, and he was like, I'm sorry, because I see now how that affects you. He was like, I
Right.
did not know that she would have been affected by some names that she was called. And then he was like, then she started it. And then they called her something back, and then now she all upset.
Right, and
and
that do
crying
hurt.
and
That do
stuff.
hurt a woman's feelings when
Because
they
it
into it with
always
a
say what sticks and
relationship.
stones, like breaks my bones,
Mhm.
something. But whatever that saying is.
Stick and
Words.
stone may
May
break my bone, but words never hurt.
Yeah,
Right.
but words
That's a lie.
actually,
That's a lie.
yeah,
That's a lie.
words actually
Yeah,
hurt
words,
they
because
do.
it hits your mental. Cause
Yes.
Right.
physical pain, it goes away.
Mm-hmm.
But something that hits your mental, especially
Right.
if you're already insecure about
Right.
something
Right.
or going through something, and somebody, you can tell when it's an intentional blow.
Right.
That was
Right.
meant to hurt me. That was meant to hurt me.
Right.
When you feel that,
Right.
so
Especially for somebody you love.
Yeah.
You know.
So definitely,
Right, they do.
And that was good that he was able to see that example and was able to apologize. Because some people, like I said, some people hurt in different ways. You probably could have called him everything up under the sun,
Yeah.
and it
And
wouldn't
tried
hurt.
it, and that's what he said. He said, I don't care what you call me, it don't hurt me.
Right.
You know,
And that's the
different things,
and that's what was so
different-
crazy.
yeah,
Mhm.
Different stroke for different folks.
That's true.
That's true.
But I think men are a little bit more equipped when it comes to the words versus us. I think because we're more emotional. So it don't matter
Women are more
sometimes.
emotional.
It's certain words you can hit them with.
Yeah.
That B word
That B word.
and something about their private area.
Right.
That'll get them.
Something
So, yeah, there's something to make them feel a little small there. That's the only thing I feel like sometimes you can hit them with to make them feel a certain type of way. But they ain't even saying at that point they mad. They ready to
They
go
mad.
tell it.
It's a difference.
It's a difference. So yeah. So the words with them is just totally different. The only time we can actually probably hurt them is if we went or they thought we was messing with somebody else. Other
Right,
than that,
right.
I don't even know. I mean, well, I ain't gonna say that we don't hurt them. I think we can. They just don't show
Show it. Yeah, they
Right.
don't show it as much.
We
Right.
wear everything on our sleeve, our head, face, shoulders, just everywhere, and they know that they done got next to us. So,
Yeah.
but that's where I think women have started becoming strong
Mhm.
and not showing their feelings as much as
Right.
they used to. We were just talking about this earlier today, how
Right.
women have changed the roles on men and
Right.
not they be a little rougher.
Right.
They don't show emotions as much as we
They
used
used
to.
to.
You know, oh honey, don't
Right.
do X,
So
Y, Z.
we're strong and very independent
But
women.
yeah, but on
Right.
top of that, they taught us to be like that because
Mhm.
you did us wrong, and then you sit over there like it wasn't no big deal, So then we just started, learning to
Adapt
cope
to
and
it.
adapt,
Right,
and
that's
adapt
right.
to how we were treated, and then just abide by it. And then we flipped the roles over on them. Now they feeling a certain type of way,
Right.
So yeah, this the whole relationship game. It's a little tricky. It's a little funny, but I do always say, in it though, you can have I ain't gonna never say the relationship is perfect, but you can
Right.
have a wonderful relationship if everybody decides to do the right thing
Right.
together. Pitching, as you say, talking, comprehending with each other, doing the right thing by each
Like
other.
trust.
Yeah,
Trust.
trust. Yeah,
Trust
I really do.
relationship.
Yeah.
Think it
And
could
y'all
be a
both
beautiful
have to
one,
work.
yeah.
You got to
both
work
have to
together,
wanna do
Yeah, you got to
It can't
work
just be
together
one
and grow
person.
together.
Yeah.
Both gotta want to do it.
I mean, I used to say I don't never want to be married again because
Right.
I've been married, and afterwards I was just like I don't want nobody else. So was in a long-term relationship after that. But now that I've been single, for a little over a year, whatever, I do want the
Right.
the husband.
I want that too.
Grow old with, what I'm
Right.
saying, everybody get together, my children and their spouses, and then me and my spouse, just like a family affair. So I do want that, but I want it with the right person.
The right person.
And ain't nobody perfect, but at the same time, I don't want to just settle for anything and then
Right.
knowing that we not even really that compatible with each other and then go through it. I say I'm just way too
Right.
old to be just putting up with anything.
Right.
I ain't got the breath, the time, the energy, the
Yeah.
order, nothing.
Right,
I just
yeah.
don't have it. So
I don't think nobody got time for none of that.
Right.
well, some people like that foolishness. I think.
They do,
yeah.
Some people get a kick out of it. They feel like if they not arguing with the man back and forth, or
Right.
the woman ain't arguing with them, that they don't love each other or something. Or something. Want some attention. I don't know what it is, but
Attention.
Attention.
To me, some other way, baby.
right. Give my attention another way too,
Another
because I
way.
ain't got time for all that nonsense.
I
But
don't like toxicity.
yeah,
Right.
that's a little bit too much. So, but then that just stems back to I feel like at the end of the day, upbringing and how people was raised to do certain things or actors or they could have just watched it, not even necessarily in the household.
Yeah.
It could be just your surroundings, where you at and who you're around all the time. You could be at an uncle, aunt, anybody's house and see that type of negativity and think that
Right.
that's the right way to be. Because I used to hear back in the day, how when men used to hit on women or whatever,
Right.
and I used to hear my stepdad say, "Oh, she feel like don't nobody love her unless somebody going upside her head.
Right.
That's
You
what
ain't gonna hit me.
Lord.
Right, you ain't gonna have to hit the love me.
Yeah, they
I ain't going.
having them type
But as
of
you go
stuff.
older, you meet guys, you know, during your lifetime, and you know the ones, that's doing right and the ones that's doing wrong. So, so I've been single for a long time, so I'm ready for the ring.
You not saying, see, now when you get in trouble,
Yeah,
Chaka
quit
did,
playing,
when you
Chaka.
get in trouble.
How old they
You gotta go home.
Right.
Will.
I gotta
Playing.
I'm gonna go home with a bulletproof vest.
Look, when I don't hear from her in a couple of days, I'm gonna know what done happened.
Right.
He done got in that tail for real, cause you'll be on trash talk on the TikTok and you can just talk in the camera. They ain't gonna.
You don't know me on YouTube. Don't show them. People don't show.
Look, and you know it's gonna be somebody on this. Ooh, as soon as they gonna sit there, I'm telling his ass.
She said.
I'm well known. I'm well known.
Did you see the part? She said she's single.
That's okay, y'all. I'm just gonna say a prayer.
Look,
I'm
so
mad.
that me too. So now that you say being single, okay, so I seen this post on Facebook where it was like, if a woman's single, I mean not single, going with a dude or whatever, she out with the girls,
Right.
and then so it's another dude, and she kind of grinding on him, and they was like, is it disrespectful? Is she having fun? And it was 4 questions, but the third one I can only remember is, was it just inappropriate? I said it was inappropriate. No, the ex was it cheating. That was the last one.
Okay.
And I said it was inappropriate. I don't consider that dancing or whatever like that cheating or nothing like that. But I felt like it was inappropriate. So, what would y'all think?
So she had a man, right?
She had a man at home.
So she was out grinding on another man. Yeah, she cheated.
Dancing.
Yeah, I would say she cheated.
She cheated.
Only because if I catch my man doing it, he was cheating.
He was cheating.
And now I'm fighting him up in the club.
You gonna get him first, then you gonna handle her last.
It's gonna be like a walk.
That
So both of
Right.
them.
It's gonna be some furniture moving
Yeah.
in the building.
So I can't even say it's not cheating because if I catch
Because
him
you
doing
catch, you gotta say it's
his
cheating.
dress are coming out.
It depends who. I mean,
Okay.
if I didn't see it,
Okay.
it's inappropriate.
Okay.
Okay.
But if you walk in, you see your girl, your dude doing something like
Yeah,
that, you
it's
gonna say,
different,
"Oh,
yeah.
who he
Who
messing with?"
is
So you
that?
might
Right.
be cheating.
That's
so
true.
Don't worry about it. I'm
You
gonna
was cheating
I'm a-
first, and I'll
It's
ask you the
okay.
questions
I'm gonna come in
later.
between them and talk to him.
What's going
I
on?
don't know this person good from the
Body
glass. I
gang,
look
what's
like
going on?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
See.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I guess I didn't think about it.
So do you think we need to approach the woman first or the man first?
I'm
I'm approaching that man first
Okay.
because she don't know.
She don't know.
She probably don't know.
She
But if
will
I
know
done
at the
seen
end of
her,
the
I
day.
know
Yeah,
who she
yeah,
is. She been
afterwards.
up in my face. She knew.
Yeah. Oh, she gonna get the business. Yeah.
I'm getting.
Everybody did it
That
at the same
that I was
time.
talking about, they're both gonna get it. They're both gonna get it. But if she don't know, you can tell like when somebody like, oh my god.
Right,
Like,
they
you can
like, I didn't know about her. I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
You know,
And then as long as she ain't disrespectful.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
someone be like,
that's
who the fuck is it?
Right.
Wait, man.
I'm
Chill
Miss
out.
Gorman.
Chill out. Yeah, while you're
I'm
at
Miss
top.
Gorman, right.
Okay.
Because if you see me roll up on you like that, you know who I am.
Obviously, I'm not his sister, so
Yeah.
hey.
It's
Please.
that's the thing. It's
Yeah.
not. It's the fact that the person who's doing that, they come off sideways, and that's crazy.
That is
To
crazy,
me,
yeah.
like, how you gonna be a
Right.
high head and I'm the woman? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I should
Right.
be the one that be
I
high.
should be.
Yeah, you should be there.
I got
You
all
know,
right.
but these, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. These men done took it to a whole nother level with they side chicks or whoever they
Right.
just dealing with. I don't care what they call them now. They got them all kind of cutted buddies, sleep partners, FWBs, the friends with me. They got our
Friends
sister,
with benefits.
my sister.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it.
Right.
I'm just sick of
That
my
land
sister.
done played
Yeah,
out.
that's my
They done
sister,
played out.
my
Oh,
play
right.
sister, and all that
Right.
foolishness.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying? It's just way too much for me when it comes to that. But anyway, I'm gonna get off of that one because that'll take us into a whole nother
Topic.
discussion. And yeah,
Right.
we'll be here all night long. See, now I try to break these segments down. Y'all ain't trying to be on here for 30 and 40 minutes at
Right.
a time because y'all start getting bored and stuff like that. So, but I feel like this is a good discussion. We could go a little further though, but we gonna chop it off here tonight. I don't know what we're going to have next week, but in the comments, when you see us on here, let us know what y'all want to hear.
Right.
Like and subscribe.
Right.
And
next-
tell us why y'all can't say sorry in the comments.
Yes,
I know y'all
because I
out
know
there.
the majority can't say I'm
Because I can't
sorry.
either, so I know y'all can't. Tell us
That's
why.
right.
Yes. So until next week,
Right.
I don't know if we're gonna be here next week, y'all. It's Mother's Day weekend, and I'm gonna have my grandbaby and all that good stuff and be out with the family. So we may not tune in next week, but if not, we definitely will be here in the next couple of weeks then. So
Right.
make sure y'all tune in again with Trash Talking with T. Let us know what y'all thought about today's show as well again. And we fixing to go ahead and finish on up on this tea, and we're gonna have a good weekend. Until then though, have a good evening.
And it's not
Like,
funny.
comment, and subscribe.
Subscribe.
We love